Okay, I've got almost 7 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and get started. Appreciate everybody being here this evening. We are going to call to order the public hearing portion of our agenda this evening. And just kind of a couple of housekeeping items. If you haven't signed in, please sign in up here at the table. We appreciate that. I'm Trey White, Chairman of the Vilonia Planning Commission, and the purpose of this public hearing meeting portion tonight is to obtain citizen comments on the developments that are being presented. Before we get started, I'd like to give a brief overview on how we intend for the hearings to flow. First we'll have the public hearing on the following developments, and the first one that we're going to have, we have three on the agenda for this evening. First one's going to be Central Arkansas Academy, which is located at 4th North Barrel Road. Then the second one is the lot split at the northeast corner of Weaver Street, Sage Street. And then the last one is the commercial development located at 1011 Main Street. All right. So first we'll have the presentation of the development by the applicant. And dialogue between the applicant and the Planning Commission or the public is minimal, if any. It's more or less letting them present their development on what they've got going on. And then after the applicant presentation is completed, then we'll open the door for public comment or concerns. We do have a few rules that we ask you to kind of abide by during the public comment time. First off, we ask that you state your name and address to confirm, for us as commissioners, if you're a resident of Vilonia. And then we also ask that you kind of keep your speaking time 2 to 3 minutes. If you just have a quick point, so be it. We just ask for 2 to 3 minutes at max, please. And then from time to time, I don't know if any of these developments here tonight will be emotionally discharged. That's what we've had in the past in some instances. But we ask that you speak courteous and considerate with your comments. And after the public comment time is completed, we will then offer the applicant the opportunity to come back up and try to answer any of those questions back to the commission. And then after we get done with all the public hearing portions of each one of them, we'll adjourn, and then we'll kind of transition into our regular scheduled Vilonia Planning Commission meeting. Possibly a short break or whatever else. And also note, we're having the public hearing prior to our Planning Commission, so we can hear any public comments prior to us taking any concerns or business on it. And so what we'll do is we'll go through Central Arkansas or Central Christian Academy first. They'll come up and present, and then we'll have any public comment, and then we will let them refute or whatever else. And then we will kind of close that time on that one, and then we will progress to the next one, which will be the lot split. And then we'll go through that process for that one, and then we'll progress to the commercial development, and we'll close it and go on from there. Okay? So, I talked enough to get us through 7:03, I guess. But anyway, we'll go ahead and start. Commission's ready. We'll go ahead and start here with Central Arkansas Academy. Mr. Watson?
Yes.
If you don't mind, and if you don't mind, please come up to the mic.
Yes, sir.
And we'll kind of start in from there.
Can do.
And also during the public comment time, if you can, please come to the mic if possible.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate you being here.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. My name is Kevin Watson. I reside at 700 Paget Road in Conway. I used to be a Vilonia guy, but things happen. But you used to be a Conway guy, Bob Burham. I know you moved to God's country. Anyway, so I'm here tonight I'm the general contractor, developer, and representing the Coffins, Shane and Alexis Coffin. They currently own the Central Christian Academy there on number 4 North Barrel and 64. I built the building they're in now built their home after the tornado, so I know them well. And they're great folks, as y'all all know. What they're planning on doing is adding another building similar in size and, of course, in architecture. They're going to connect it, so it's kind of an add-on, kind of not. They're putting 60 feet between the two buildings and doing a covered walkway. The intent is to do, they have great business now, but from what they tell me, their intent for the business is to be able to accommodate more. And part of this, I brought a plan tonight. I don't know if you gentlemen had privy to that, but there's a kind of an auditorium in there that they want to be able to, have their sessions. They're very religious people, so they like, doing get-togethers and such. So I think that's part of their plan, and there's 4 classrooms within the building, and it will resemble the original building almost identically. Eric Boyks is my steel guy, and so we've kind of gone through, applied for the permit, got that, but we need the blessing of the Planning Commission before we can move forward. So that's what I'm here to do tonight. They're in Alaska, so it's the only reason I'm here representing them. But I know them well, I know their business well, and I know the plans, and would entertain any questions or concerns that the commission may have, or any of the neighbors.
And we'll get questions for you from the commission during the actual commission meeting time. This is kind of for a public hearing portion of it right now.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
So whenever you're done, we'll let any public comments come up.
That's say what I needed to, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Any public comment at this time on the Central Christian Academy Addition project on Barrel Road?
Sarah Johnson. I live at 2 Vilonia Drive. We're actually directly behind the current building.
Okay.
We have a couple of concerns. If there's a playground, how close is it going to be to the back of the fence? Mostly because it is loud at times. There's currently a light on the building that they have for security purposes, but it shines directly into our backyard and into the windows of our bedrooms, which has already been a problem for us. So if it's even closer with the new building, that's going to be an issue. The biggest one really, and we've seen it more and more as you build up on Main Street, we've had flooding in our yard. We've had to invest almost $10,000 as a result of the flooding that has occurred. We cannot continue to spend money because the terrain is changing and it's diverting it straight into our backyard and across. If you see the fence, for a long time, the fence was corroding to the point where it was actually, the cement was almost completely visible all the way down. So that really is our biggest issue. The flooding has just been tremendous, and we're really worried with yet another structure. What's it going to do to our house and our property? So that's good.
Okay, thank you. All right, any other comments regarding Central Christian Academy? All right. Mr. Watson, you're able to come back up and,
sure,
and answer any of those questions or
okay.
concerns that they have.
Yes, and thank you for those concerns. And I brought a plot plan for anybody. I can give these folks one showing where the buildings are located, or the new building is located. And actually, the first one's an easy one. The playground that's to the north is going to be in between the buildings. So that will buffer, playground noise. To address the lighting, when we do what the Conway folks, developed in Conway, they call it inward, downward, and shrouded. Y'all probably do too. That can be a specific to the plans, where I didn't even know that light shined on them, and I'll get that taken care of pretty quick. But we can make it inward and downward and shrouded where it doesn't eliminate neighbors and shine in their bedroom windows for sure. Drainage is also being addressed, and she's correct. The drainage, we looked at that. We looked at improving the swale that's on the west side of this along Barrel. It needs excavated out. And there's actually a crown of that land that we can take a lot of the drainage to the south. This is on the east side of the building. Who's there? Is it the fireworks folks? Is it Wilson's? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so yes, we can do that. We already looked at that. We shot topos on it, and we can hopefully, right now it's just flat back there. So with this construction of this new building, it will be some more impervious structure, which always alludes to more rain. But the plan is to enhance the drainage both for the Coffins and for the neighbors in Saddle Creek. So we've looked at that, and we'll take that into advisement as we potentially move forward.
Thank you. All right, we will close this portion of the public hearing on the Central Christian Academy, and we will progress into the lot split on Weaver Street and Bise Street.
Okay.
You bet.
I'm Robert Hepburn. I live at 57 Lango Lane here in Vilonia.
Appreciate you being here, Mr. Hepburn.
I'm just wanting to do a lot split on 64 Say and Winter Street. It's pretty cut and dry. I mean, it's up there.
Okay.
If I'm okay with that.
That's fine. That's all the description.
I mean, I really don't. I mean, that's what I'm doing. Splitting. There's A and B, and I just all that stuff. So, I mean, I really don't.
How big are the lots? You might just give people a little bit of context.
Okay. I don't know. Let's see. It's the first one is 393 by. I'm gonna say 490. It may not be 490. It may be 460. I'm not certain like it, but it's something like 400 something. And then the other lots will be 164, I believe, by 196.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have any public comments on the lot split on Weaver Street and State Street?
I have a question. What's the current zoning on the lot split?
I believe that is medium density residential. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
Heather Shelley at 9. How many houses is that?
So it's just a lot split.
I'm just a lot split. No, yeah, just doing a lot split. It's all good.
Can I get a, what is that? What is a lot split? Is it?
I just took the 5.5 or 6 acres I've got there, and I just split it, in two different portions.
So are you selling?
I am.
Okay, so you're selling. I just don't know.
Yeah, just like I just selling a lot to somebody.
Okay, so it would be there could be two separate houses. Whoever bought it could build a house on it,
Sure.
basically. Okay. I was worried about drainage. I thought there was a subdivision going in.
No, but the drainage, I've seen the city out there, and they've done a wonderful job in cleaning the ditches and stuff up, and I think they do a really good job.
Well, my concern was the pond. The pond is on that land.
Right, I understand.
So
It's been there for a long time.
Right. The water comes off the hill and it runs into our pond. And then the overflow from our pond runs down the back of the property. And then it runs into your pond. And I was just wondering how the flow was going to go.
Nothing's going to change. It's exactly how it's been the whole time.
Okay. That's what I was worried about.
I'm not doing anything. I've had some people ask me to fill it in and all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to leave it just exactly how it is. I think it's been that way for so long, and why change it?
All right, I didn't want to.
Sure, I understand.
Okay.
You have another comment?
Shane Poland, live at 11 Jones Street. So this lot split, I guess, is behind my house. I don't know enough information about what the plans are for these lots to express concerns, and so I guess I just have questions like, is Mr. Hepner going to be the one developing it? Is he selling it to private individuals?
Right. What's before us tonight is Mr. Hepner has a piece of property, and it's one piece of property, and he's dividing it into two pieces of property.
So there, it's
It's-
one
I
that.
apologize.
Because it
When I sent
sounds
the
like
letters, I
it's
shouldn't
one-
have. When I sent the letters, I probably should have showed you how it was gonna be split, but I thought you just come here and you could see it. That's my fault. I should have done that.
But is there a place to see it? Do you have the?
I don't know. I don't have it with me right now. Do y'all have a
I
copy of
bet
it?
it actually, if you'll wait until after this portion of the public hearing, we'll get to it, and I'll show you what it looks like.
It's rural R1, so it's just gonna be residential. Houses could be built there and that's it.
Okay, so I guess, with limited information I have, my concerns would be, these houses.
At the current way it's being split, only 2 houses can be built.
Total, okay.
It's
So,
two
yeah, my
pieces
concern
of
is like,
property and
it's
that's
gonna be really
it.
dissimilar
Yeah,
to what's
so I
already
mean,
there.
I'm just trying, it would have to come back before us to change to something else. As it currently sits, it's two pieces of property
These houses
that would allow
to the property.
2 houses and that's it.
Okay, well, yeah, thank you for that. That's, I guess, all I have for now. If there are more concerns that come up later, I guess that would be
A different
for a different hearing.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
that's exactly right.
Thank you.
You bet. Mr. Hefner, you're welcome to come back up here and talk if you need to, but if you don't feel like you need to
Oh,
say anything,
whatever.
you good?
What's that? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good with everything. Yes, I am.
All right, well, we'll close this portion of this public hearing regarding the lot split. We will proceed on to the commercial development at 1011 Main Street.
I'm Jordan Patoka with Jayco Engineering. Jordan Patoka.
Okay.
And I'm here to represent Scott Barrier, the owner of the proposed development.
Okay.
We're proposing to build approximately 14,000 square feet of new commercial property, one being a laundromat and a retail center, with the other building being a flea market. He currently has a flea market at the Hart store, and he's trying to get out of that rental situation into his own building. I've submitted everything, the civil engineering and architectural plans to the city, so we're here for anybody to comment on that or ask questions. We are also wanting to do a food truck court on the same piece of land to accommodate 5 to 10 food trucks. So that's what we're doing.
Okay. We've heard the, Mr. Patoka?
Patoka.
Yes, okay. Is there any public comment at this point in time on the commercial development at 1011 Main Street?
So it's currently residential? What is,
This right here is highway mixed use.
pardon?
Highway mixed use.
Highway mixed use. Okay, I'm just trying to get that right. Okay. And does it,
If you have any questions, do you mind coming up to the mic if you don't mind?
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I talk so loud. Well, I'm just, trying to
What's your
figure.
name?
Sharon Clark.
Sharon Parker.
So if they do that,
Yeah. Sharon, what's your address?
Jancy, do they have, that would be the next session when they would bring he said somebody had some plans of what that would look like and the structure of it and all. Where does that get presented? We're trying to learn. So is that presented this time or will that be at the next one?
We have a packet of information tonight to evaluate. Most of the time, from our standpoint, we're looking at the site plan.
Well, I know y'all spend a lot of time on the town center look and what you kind of want things to, to start trying to look like in Vilonia. So I was just trying to see how that was going to blend in and see the future of what Vilonia is going to look like.
So right now, and from an architectural perspective, they have submitted some drawings. A lot of times we don't even see those elevations of the building. Sometimes it's just a site plan. But he has submitted some drawings at this point in time. I can show you after the meeting tonight what it might look like once that goes.
We have codes to tell what things should technically look like. We have standards.
Right, because I know you spent a lot of time on just the whole big plan. And while I'm here, I just wanted to know, how can we see that? Because I read on the website that it was saying about the town plan and what it looked, what you guys are wanting it to look like, but I don't know where to find that.
Okay, so probably this is probably not the forum for us to talk about that, but if you'll hang
Well,
around.
but it kind of fits in with it a little bit, I thought, since it's,
We're trying to have a public hearing just for for his development portion, and so your questions are,
Afterwards.
okay. No, that's fine.
Okay. All right, I told you, we're trying to learn how the whole system
Yes, ma'am.
works.
You bet, thank you.
Okay.
Any other comments on the commercial development, 1011 Main Street? I don't think there's really anything for you to come back up and talk about.
Would you like for me to talk about what it's gonna look like?
Yes, that'd be great. I mean, just being a part of the town.
Yeah. So right now we have, we're planning on building for the 2 commercial buildings that we got going. They're gonna be single slope metal buildings with alternating roofs for a modern look. Right now they have metal wall panels, and we might do something on the front. I submitted to the city architectural plans, roof plan, floor plan, and wall elevation, so you can see the layout if you would like to request that.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, because are they gonna, is the front gonna face the road, or is it gonna be one of the side things like the one we have up here with the tanning salon? Will the front face the highway, or will it be something more with the, like that?
All of it will be facing Highway 64, so you'll pull in off of 64 into a concrete parking lot or asphalt. And you'll see the front doors of each establishment.
Thank you. All right, we will close down the public hearing portion of the meeting tonight. I've got 7:21 p.m. And with that, does anybody need a break? Are y'all ready to continue on? Brian, you good?
Good.
Excellent. I will call to order the Vilonia Planning Commission meeting for Thursday, July 31st. And thank you. First item of business tonight is the approval of the minutes for the May meeting. I think everybody may have a printed copy there. Hopefully you've been able to review. I'll do a quick summary. Public hearing was called into session at 7:05 p.m. by Todd Bean. There were Aim High Laundry was presenting as far for the public hearing portion. There were questions by Scott Barrier, Hayden, Mr. Purvis, Michelle White. There was another public hearing for the lot split approval from Jared Folks. There was no comments for that portion. 7:18 p.m. Vilonia Planning Commission was called into session. Looked like old business. Mr. Hebner had some old business that he was taking care of, and there was items of new business. Joseph Taylor barbecue food truck, the lot split at Jansky Lane, and the Aim High Coin Laundry. The meeting was adjourned at 7:46 p.m. I would entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve by Ryan.
Second.
We have a second for Mr. Coker. Are there any comments or corrections that need to be made to the minutes as presented? If not, all those in favor of approving the minutes as presented for the May 2025 meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? There are none. Meeting minutes are approved. Okay, I do not know of any old business at this time. We will proceed into the new business. First item of new business, Central Arkansas or Central Christian Academy. Mr. Watson.
Yes.
All right, I'll start with my question and then, yeah, if you don't mind.
Sure, I don't mind at all.
And we can go from there. So, in regards to parking.
Yes.
So our zoning says one parking spot for each employee and one parking spot for each 10 attendees. I know they have a combination of asphalt parking and gravel parking.
Correct. There's plans for both.
Okay.
And I think that they're going to, the gravel that's in the front of the building that's there, we're gonna pave it.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do, it's better to over park than under the lots. And so, I'll find out exactly how many, employees they'll have. And the occupants are they're come and go, and so, I don't think they have a parking issue with their current building, but they definitely want to make sure that when we do this new building, we're gonna asphalt the front, and based on, maybe a flow study, do a pervious, gravel parking lot that's more, because of the potential runoff of an asphalt parking that's to the north.
But you would be okay if we said, hey, your parking will be in?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Okay. Any other comments regarding the Central Christian Academy?
I mean, can we, even if we can't approve a site plan without the parking, I mean, can we?
Well, so we could, they already have parking, so it's kind of, the way I look at it, it's kind of like the church when we did so we have a second primary structure, or second structure, right? And we kind of got in that whole discussion of,
Understand?
right? And
Is that
so,
a barrel church when y'all did that?
no, this is down here, 107.
Sorry.
But they came in and drew in the parking spots and everything else. They came back before us.
Right. So
I'm sorry, I don't want to allow this, but we can do that as part of the building, inspection. We can draw that in. We're semi-anxious to get going, and we don't want to circumvent any rules or regs or anything like that, but I've got a good plan. Did y'all get copies of the plot plan?
Yeah.
Okay, so it wouldn't take, I could do that tomorrow. I mean, I could have the guy, I know some engineers, have that drawn in if so needed. Just didn't, would hope that it wouldn't need another meeting a month later, but I respect what your wishes are.
Sure. I think the question is, in order to come, if we're comfortable with everything else, would we, hey, approval contingent upon them providing a site plan with proposed improvement?
I need to do that anyway.
And that's up to the commission. I'm just. I'm good with that.
I'm good with that, and drainage too. That lady mentioned drainage kind of being an issue out there.
Sir,
Oh,
I can't
sorry.
hear anymore.
Hey, you're all good. The lady mentioned drainage being a big issue out there. We probably should be able to see the topography as well.
Yeah, and I got her number and everything, gave them a plot plan, and so I can easily resolve the lighting issue like next week on the one that's shining on now.
The drainage.
The drainage, absolutely. And I showed them where I've got swales planned. And so again, on the east side at Crowns, a lot of it needs to go to the highway.
Yes.
There's a big ditch up there. Nothing needs to go north. I mean, theoretically, but we are going to cut a swale. There's the sewer lines back there. There's a sewer manhole, and we're going to take it from east to west and get it not, right now it's just flat, and it floods those people back there already. And the coffins areas, I mean, it just holds the water. It's just flat.
And am I, being an existing business that I don't know that I have, I know what you're saying though. I mean, what are we doing as far as should we be asking for a site plan with that shows the parking on there or additional parking, or can we allow them to provide it, as our approval be contingent on that? Subject to.
I've done that before, and I can get
I'm
that
not
done
opposed to
quickly.
that.
Right.
But, I mean, like I said, there's just some,
Yeah.
we've got requirements, and like I said, I'm not opposed to, with that stipulation.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Great.
Y'all have that next week.
Hey, Kevin, I do have one more question. You
Sorry,
said
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, just one, because I know I discussed in length with you on all the code stuff for it.
Hey, Jimmy, if you don't mind coming up here, just so, because I think we've got.
And if that was uniforms, can take, yeah. Right here, brother.
It's not that big, but you had made mention that you were gonna have your awning connected.
Yes.
And that changes the whole ball game. That means that,
Well,
don't let them touch.
Eventually, we're going to. Right now,
I'm just saying, you cannot let them touch
I
it.
won't let them.
Okay, I'm just saying, because if you do,
I'll cut
then you
this
have to put
out.
sprinkler systems in.
Oh, no.
And all of the footage will be all
Okay,
together.
no, okay.
I just wanted to warn you when you put that in
The
there.
awning.
Just like, I was just warning you, like, letting you say, once they touch, then it's a whole new
He looks
ballgame.
out for me. And another good thing is, to your point, he won't let us buy with anything. Now, he'll work with you, and we don't want to get by with anything, you know, but, I mean, he's on the spot. On
Hey,
point.
Kevin, if I heard you correctly, you said once y'all do the excavating, that should eliminate the flooding issues.
Sir?
The excavating, you said
Yes.
y'all going to do?
Yes.
Once that's completed, is that going to
Oh, we're
eliminate
gonna do that up front.
the flooding?
Yes, yeah, Eric Morris is here, gonna go in, and when Bill's path for the building, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Then we're gonna go ahead and, that's the first thing I do is site plan. I just do it, because we don't wanna create mud, you know, we'll have erosion barriers and checkpoints, and we're gonna do it correctly. But that's a good question.
And you will change out the lighting, like you said.
I'll get that handled. I gotta put a 10 power pole up next week anyway, subject to this meeting, so I'll get my electrician to make that. It's a wall pack is what it is.
You'll be able to cut off, like you said, and
Yeah.
shrouded.
Yeah, I can shroud it.
Yep.
Ain't a big deal.
Okay. Any other comments, questions? Does anybody want to? You know, kind of one of the things we did talk about here was we are going to make a motion to approve. You know, we're going to have it with however you want to word it as far as contingent upon providing the site plan with the additional parking.
May I say, I can go on y'all's website and look up the requirements?
Yes.
Yes, if you'll go to our zoning,
Yes,
if
sir.
you'll go to section 6.5.4,
Okay, okay, you just lost me.
654.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, we've got 654
All right,
in our zoning. It'll tell you.
tells me how many parking spots.
Yeah, it'll say daycare center, 1 space per employee, 1 space per 10 carried persons.
Okay, easy. I know they plan on a little more than that. Just one.
All right. Anything else? Otherwise, I entertain a motion. Anybody want to step out there?
All right, let's see if I can word this correctly. Gina's not here to do it for me.
Gina.
So, motion to approve contingent on approval of a parking site plan and drainage.
Okay. We have a motion to approve contingent upon receipt of a site plan with the added parking and drainage. Okay.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion by Ryan and a second by Bob. Any other comments? If not, all those in favor of the motion as presented, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. Thank you. You bet. That's what we do. We should have a preliminary. If you have any questions, you can feel free to call up to the city and talk to Jay or Kelly, but we should have some minutes if you need them.
Okay, no, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank
you. All right. Let's go on to the lot split at Weaver Street and Safe Street. Is there any comments at this point in time or questions, or what's the thoughts from the commission?
No issue.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Anybody like to, make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve from Patrick, the lot split as presented. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Have a second from Glenn. Any other comments? If not, all those in favor to approve the lot split at Weaver Street and Safe Street, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. Okay. All right. We will now progress into the commercial development at 1011 Main Street. Mr. Toker, I brought a letter from the city engineer here for you. This letter is what we received from Trey, and there's other comments that I think he had marked on, maybe on your drainage study that was presented or whatever else that we can email back to you. But one of the things, if you kind of scroll to the bottom, it says recommendation of this office that the planning commission take no action on the proposed development until the plans and reports have been revised, resubmitted, and approved by this office. So whenever you get the plans from Trey, we will send those to you based on what we decide as a planning commission tonight. But I want to give that to you first, because that's kind of one of the first pieces of information we need. Okay.
Yeah, I have some questions on this.
Yeah, this is going to be a back and forth, I'm sure, a little bit. Go ahead and come on up if you'd like. Do we have anybody else want to step out there and ask any questions starting off?
Not really beyond Trey's comments yet.
Okay. So I just had a question because I noticed it was going to be in Trey's stuff. So it looks like the lot out front is all gravel. There's no paving whatsoever. Is right. And so, but you do have to have some paving, like for ADA spots or something of that nature. Are you planning not to pave any of that?
On the site plan, we have concrete.
Yeah. Well, you have a concrete entryway off of the highway, but the rest of it's all gravel, right?
It says concrete.
It says gravel paving. And so is that gravel paving, is that all concrete or?
Scott either wants gravel or asphalt. So we have planned, the only part that may be gravel is the food truck area.
Okay, so right now, the site, and I'm going to give me just a second here as I kind of pull that back up. I believe the drawings currently show, there's a hard copy of it. That's the architectural portion, that's the A's, goes over to the C's. Right. It's really small height, right, but it says gravel parking, number 2, is all the way through. So, but your intent on the revised site plan, we should anticipate you to have part of this is concrete?
The intent is all this right here is either concrete or asphalt.
So this 2 that you've got marked here, that you can change that to say.
It's supposed to, it says paving. I don't know why it says gravel, but it says paving. That's a mistake.
Okay.
So that should be paving.
Okay.
But that will depend on the construction cost, obviously, for concrete versus asphalt.
Okay.
Hey, I got a question. I'm just curious. Why would he consider paving everything except where the food trucks are?
I think that would just come down to a cost of that. We may do some artificial turf or something along those lines, where people are sitting there to eat in the courtyard area between the units.
And I do have to ask, just No, he mentioned that the current engineer that you have for the civil plans, because we do, if you heard one of the individuals tonight talk about water issues at her house, one of the things we're increasingly sensitive about is runoff and water and things of that nature. Your civil engineer is in good standing, or I mean, not necessarily in good standing, but he can still serve the environment. He can still operate as a licensed engineer.
As far as I know at this time, yes, sir.
Okay.
So I'm not the actual, I subcontracted out the civil engineer. I'm a structural engineer primarily.
Okay.
And a designer and a builder.
Okay.
So I own a design build company.
Okay.
And I don't specialize in civil engineering, so I hired Ashley Bise.
Okay. Got it.
And I'll be honest with you, at the time that I hired him, I did not know he was on probation.
Okay.
So I will definitely have that discussion with him and check with the board myself to see what's going on and why he's on probation.
Okay.
Number 2 on the plan review, architectural drawings were not stamped or signed. It was not in any requirement to come and get approved through the planning commission to have stamped architectural plans, so I'm not sure why that's listed on there.
Okay.
So if there's some literature and email that I missed with Kelly, me and Kelly went back and forth for over 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, and I talked to Trey on the phone twice. And it was never brought to my attention that we would need a stamped architect just to get approved for planning purposes.
Okay.
And my comment on that would go along with number 3 as well. Complete set of construction drawings. I don't know what scope he's looking for. If he's wanting full architectural, mechanical, electrical, plumbing stamped.
We don't typically see those as a planning commission. We're more focused on the site plan.
Okay.
And what the use is going in order, do you have the right parking and how you're handling it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So that's not required on this. He just listed it.
So, yeah, that's correct. And I would follow up with Trey and regarding the comments. As a planning commission, what we do is we look, Trey, our city engineer, will review any submitted, projects that are being, or developments that are being presented to us. And then we take his comments because he has certain things that he looks at.
Okay.
And then we, see what comments he has, and then, each commissioner will kind of make their decisions accordingly. So to speak.
Was this memorandum issued for the church edition as well with comments? I didn't see that gentleman get a piece of paper.
Was this memorandum issued for the church edition? Yes. He sent us an email and said he did not have any issues with it. And when we get an email from him, it's part of our packet. So he did not issue a letter to say that.
So if he didn't have a site plan showing parking spaces, how did he do a drainage study? There's a comment saying that the drainage report provided is not allowable at this type of development. If he didn't have a site plan, how do you do a drainage study? If he didn't do a drainage study, then why are we being marked for saying that it's not allowable if he didn't even have a drainage study?
Again, I think you'll have to ask Trey. I can't answer that question for you.
Does that make sense? Why I would ask that?
It can possibly make sense. It may be where you're at as far as the property. Now, you butt up to one of the questions that I had was, you butt up to a floodway, or is there a
floodplain?
Floodplain.
Yes, sir.
Is the floodplain part of this property?
It's part of the parcel that we're building on, but it's not part of the development area. We're not disturbing the floodplain with anything. The only thing that we would have to go through the floodplain with is the sanitary sewer system that we're tying into the main line.
Okay. Have you coordinated any of those site utilities at all, as far as sewer service to the building or anything of that nature? Have you talked to them as far as where easements may go or anything of that nature?
We have a site utility plan that we have submitted. I don't see that he had commented on that. I don't think, if I'm reading this memorandum in full, then it doesn't appear that he has any issues with how we are running the utilities and how we're retaining the water before we release it.
So is this a preliminary utility plan, or have you already got that worked out with the city sewer and all that stuff?
We haven't talked to the city sewer department on it,
Okay.
but there's no city sewer. The city sewer, you can see the main line.
Mm-hmm.
It's by the creek. So we're planning on tying into the manhole.
Okay.
And the water is at the street that we'll tie into.
Yeah, I talked to the water department. They said you ought to talk to them as far as wanting the 2-inch lines.
Yeah.
So will these be on separate meters? Or?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I also want to make sure that we get approved for all 3. If you notice on the plans, we're planning on doing 2 phases of construction. Phase 1 being the laundromat and the flea market and the food truck court. But also we have on the plans, and we completed a drainage study, which I'll follow up with Trey on that to see what the issue is with that. But during this meeting here, we would like to be approved for both phases of construction. We've designed the lot and drainage for both phases.
Okay.
And we showed that on the civil plans as a future phase. So we just want to ensure we don't have to go through this process again just to.
So what are you going to put on the future phase?
It's an event center. It should be on the plans right there.
Auction house?
Yeah.
So have you seen our checklist, regarding like the site plan? I don't know. It just doesn't appear to have as much information as what I'm usually seeing when we have a site plan. Guys, if I'm
He didn't have any comments on anything lacking on the site plan. Is there something that needs to be added to it?
well, I'm gonna find my little checklist here. So y'all haven't really went through a preliminary plat or anything of that to kind of show this property. Presented that to us as far as, to see where we've gone as far as surveying the whole piece of property and showing any of these kind of items, have you?
We have a survey, and we're not replatting anything.
Okay.
He's keeping it all. He bought 17 acres, and he's just developing a portion of his property. So I don't think the plat requirements would be applicable since we're not replatting, to the best of my knowledge.
So,
But the survey was submitted, and we did a topographic survey of the property in order to do the drainage study.
so did you, and I'm gonna kind of start back here with square one. So when we had our public hearing, did you notify all the local landowners?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you've done.
Within
all
500
that?
feet.
Within 500 feet.
Okay, by certified mail.
Okay, good.
And I ran an ad in the Log Cabin Democrat out of Conway last Saturday.
Okay.
And so on the general notes he has here, the permits, that would just be after y'all's approval or non-approval before construction is started, correct?
The way I interpret this is he's recommending that we take no action until you get everything resolved with him.
Okay, yes, sir, I understand. It looks like to me he has a problem with the architectural drawings not being stamped and the construction drawings not being stamped.
And I think once
And
you see
drainage
his,
review.
once you see his comments that he had sent us electronically on the drainage report,
Okay.
I think that will maybe clear up other issues that he's got where he's recommending that we take.
So it's a
action.
different document than
Oh,
all.
yeah. He's actually went in and I think he said he redlined. What is it?
He's got notes on the drawings.
Can I get a copy of that?
Yes, that's what I was, we
Okay.
can email that to you.
But, besides this, right here, these general, those would just be required before we start construction, correct? The permits? Or is he wanting us to get the permits
We don't,
planning commission?
we do not typically review whether or not you've got your permits.
Okay, so that would just be something
I
before
think
we
that's
get.
gonna be something that Jimmy, that you're gonna have to get, before you get a building permit, you're gonna have to have all your plumbing reviewed.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the planning commission approval.
We do not have anything on
Okay.
that. We don't normally review that. Unless he's recommending that we ought to be seeing it for this one.
Okay,
I don't know, that would be something a little bit different than what we would normally do.
okay. All right. So do you have a copy of that you can give me, the red line?
I do not have a copy that I can give you, but we have a
Okay.
copy that we can email.
Okay, yeah, that'd be okay.
Okay. If you can leave your email with us this evening, that'd be great.
Okay.
We'll get that email. All right, is there any other comments or questions at this time?
I do have one comment. You mentioned earlier about not having a floodway on your property. You do have a pretty major floodway that kind of runs along the north brother of that creek where you're going to be tying into your sewer. Just something to keep in mind there when you're disturbing dirt over there. FEMA gets a little touchy about moving trees and stuff.
Yes, sir. I said we do have a floodplain on the property, but the site development area is not in the floodplain.
Yes, sir.
Other than just the sewer line that goes to it.
So Patrick, how does that work? I mean,
For the most part, the only thing you really have to worry about is when you get to an actual floodway, FEMA's gonna have some say in it. They don't like you moving dirt unless you notify them and get their permission to move it. FEMA's also not a big fan of knocking down trees in floodways. All that's part of flood control, making sure it doesn't go over on your neighbors. You're also probably gonna have to get an FEC on all three of these buildings. Flood elevation certificate.
Okay.
That's only for insurance purposes if you're keeping this all one lot. A lot of people cut out floodplains of their lot when they develop. If you're showing a floodplain, you have to get elevation certificates on all of them and say, hey, my finished floor is above this by about half a foot taller.
Yes, sir. We don't plan on placing any fill, or adding any embayments or anything in the floodplain. So we do not foresee an issue with increasing flooding in the floodplain. We'll just be building up the front of the property for the building pads that's out of the floodplain.
So I will make just a comment about the architectural side of it. There are requirements in our code as far as storefront and how much has to be glass or something different. It can't just be all metal, so watch out for that as well.
Okay. So do y'all need stamped architectural plans?
As a planning commission, we do not require stamped architectural
Okay.
plans. That's more of a question for Jimmy. I hate to kick the can to you, but that's more from your standpoint, whether or not, and that's a question you can have. So
After you get to all this process, we'll sit down and go over all the kind of code stuff.
Well, I just asked because it's on the plan review notes, and that's misleading to me. It makes it seem like I should have architectural stamp plans, and I just need to know the requirements. That's not, it's something we can do, but.
I don't think not for us.
Okay.
what do you think? So I think that's that's a 45. Mm-hmm. So, this doesn't, generally we would see a development have sidewalk in front of it. And so you're not planning on putting sidewalk there, I guess?
Is it required by the city?
I'll go back and check. Whatever else.
If it's required by the city, we'll put one in.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay. Well, I'll just need to know confirmation on that because that's not cheap. So we're not trying to add costs to the project that it's not.
The storage buildings, don't they have a sidewalk?
What now?
The storage buildings, do they not get a sidewalk?
I believe we gave them a variance and they didn't have to have one. If I remember correctly, I think.
That's right, way on down there, we did not.
I think Ms. Williams was adamant about that.
If that's the case, we would request the commission give us a variance since it's not in downtown district per se.
I don't know that I'd be in favor of that variance.
Do you mind me asking why?
Yeah, it's closer to downtown. We tried to stay in the last one. Yeah, the last one was
Edge city limit.
Okay.
Complete edge.
I'm not saying that, I'm just one opinion.
Yeah, I understand. I appreciate that.
And you can, if you look at section 613 of our development, 6.13, it talks about sidewalks and where they're at, or where they're required as part of what streets and how large they need to be. Okay. Is there any thoughts on how, given Trey's letter, what we want to do this evening in regards to? We just want to hold off taking any business and let them have the opportunity to work everything out, resubmit.
I hate delays in a project in Missouri. We had 3 month delays on ours, so I understand the why, but with that many things noted about Trey Foster, I don't know how you done it.
Right. Okay.
Could we request a interim review instead of waiting another month by the board or commission?
We'd have to have a special call meeting and
I'll just say that because if architectural drawings are not required and a complete set of construction drawings are not required by y'all, I don't know what all is redlined on here, but if there was just a mix up with the parking lot and the drainage calculations, I could possibly get that done in 2 days. I just hate to get that done next week and then have to wait a whole another month before we move forward.
so do you plan on landscaping out in front of these areas?
We're gonna do whatever is required by the city.
We don't have to, it says what it's gonna do.
Right, that's what I'm kind of.
I think it's 655, it talks about so many parking spots, and have so many islands and stuff.
All right, what do we want to do? Do we table till the next meeting and try to see what we can have as far as if Trey Foster's able, if they're able to resolve when we bring this up as old business at that next meeting? Y'all feel comfortable wanting to do anything different?
Fine with me, whatever. I mean,
He's looking at all his comments.
yeah, it's basically a gravel drive.
Talking about gravel and concrete. So you don't have a sewer easement, you just got a sewer line through here right now, right?
It's their property.
It's their property, so they don't have to have one, so is it on there?
What's
But
that?
even if it's my property, you still have to have easements for utilities to come across it, right? Patrick?
Yes, sir, they'll need to be dedicated to the city of Vilonia or the sewer department specifically. Public utility easements, yeah, you'll need to put it in about a 10-foot easement minimum.
Even from our development to, because
So that
there's
way-
already one back there for the city of Bologna.
So you can run it the same easement. The idea behind it is if something happens to that line, especially if you dedicate that, if you're planning on tying to a public sewer system, if there's damage done to it, if something messes up, they need permission to go onto your land, dig it up, maintenance it. If it's not an easement, they don't have that permission.
But if it's our sewer line, what would they need to repair? It would be up to the owner to repair, correct?
So if you have a sewer line serving two separate buildings, does that matter to them, or if it's all owned by the same person?
Usually you don't put a service line, if it's just service lines running up to that manhole, but I saw a 6-inch what looks like effectively a sewer main going behind it. Are you just running service lines up to those two buildings and then up there? or-
It is a 6-inch, you're right, it is a 6-inch.
That would probably qualify as a main.
My understanding is unless the property owner sold one of the buildings to somebody, at that point, they would have to obtain an easement for that, because that would affect their building. But if he's the sole owner, he's responsible for maintaining the 6-inch line to get it to the sewer main.
I'd have to look further into it for that one, to be honest with you. I
Understand?
don't really feel comfortable giving an answer beyond that.
But this is kind of a preliminary indication. You really hadn't coordinated that with because it looks like you're not really running to the manhole, you're just kind of tapping into the side of the line.
Well, I'm sure, I don't know exact depth on that, but I'm sure it's pretty deep right there. And it will be the last project that I did where I tied into the manhole.
That's gonna be the sewer department's determination.
Which manhole is okay then?
I would imagine.
I don't know, Patrick, they're a little time the line, or don't have to go into the manhole below it.
It does
I don't think it doesn't matter to us. I mean, we'd rather go into a manhole so we don't have to dig 20 feet deep. I don't know how deep it is, but.
I got you. I mean, you're not
They'll have
sure.
to tie into the line wherever the sewer department tells it has to tie.
Yeah.
And that's why it needs to get to the sewer department.
Yeah.
To know what that depth is.
Right. Do what now? Yeah. Is that the red lines from Trey? Yeah. Yep. I agree.
I wish I
We
could've
won't
got
put
you.
your email address out there in the public forum.
Do you have a paper I'll write it down for you?
Yes, I think I've got it.
If I could have got that, I may have had these addressed.
I mean, to me, we would, if they did do a preliminary, when you had a development, I would think there'd be a little more information on the drawings than what I would. Okay.
We're willing to provide whatever's required by y'all. We'll play by the rules. We just need to know the rules.
Okay, anything else? As far as, what's the wishes of the planning commission? Are we willing to table it, or we want to just say?
I'd like to see more things satisfied for Trey Foster. I would not be opposed, like I said, satisfy that and request a meeting, and I think we can all do our best, you know, if we can accommodate a special or whatever. I'm not saying it'll happen, but I understand the detriment it could be to a project or whatever. So, but I mean, I will make a motion to table
Until comments are resolved.
until comments are resolved.
Okay.
I agree, and I'll second that.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to table. Any other comments? None? All those in favor of table to the next meeting, please say aye. Any opposed? There are none. Mr. Toth, we do appreciate you. It is a process sometimes.
Yes, sir, no problem. I have no hard feelings.
Thank you. All right. Any additional announcements? If not, we will adjourn. I've got 8:05 PM. Thank you for your time tonight. I appreciate it.